Alright, so we're going to do what I call the short arm conversion. Might even go so far as to call it the Wheeler Lake Special. So what we've got right here is a cheap Walmart spinnerbait. And these come in some pretty decent colors. They got kind of a chartreuse and orange here, good bluegill color. Classic chartreuse and white. I think they have some white ones, just straight white ones. Got the black one here, good for night fishing. Not my favorite night fishing lure, but it's top 3 or 4. And so basically, what we do to them is we shorten them up. Just kind of hang them up here side by side. Shorten them up and make them a more compact package. And what this kind of does is, like this one, the hook is just barely past the end of the spinnerbait, and it kind of depends on how you bend the wire, but just makes a more compact package, kind of like the small spinnerbait Strike King sells. And you know, where originally it's, you know, a ½ inch past, maybe a little further. So what we do is we take it and we're just going to cut the arm off. So first step, take these pliers here. These aren't the greatest cutting pliers in the world, but they will work probably. Get fairly close. You don't want to leave a whole lot hanging out. If you cut it much more than that, you're going to end up with a really short arm. So these things, they don't cut great, so you just kind of bend it a little bit afterwards and it ought to break on off. Alright, so now get our needle nose here and put a little bend in it, put a little more bend in it. Kind of grab it again there. Put a little more bend. And it's not exactly straight. One thing that will snag on stuff and pick up weeds if you don't get it fairly straight. So kind of go ahead and tweak that in. Take our old piece here that we got left. Get it off of there like that. Bend it closed. So why would you want to use this? Because the fish are afraid of big spinnerbaits, because everybody and their brother has thrown them. Because you're fishing for spotted bass or smallmouth. And just basically, anytime the fishing's a little bit tough, this is a good way to catch fish. If you don't want to swap over to something that's really a true finesse tactic, this kind of falls in between. If the fish are short striking, throw one of these. And also, if you're fishing like sparse cover, this is really good. It's not great for throwing into thicker stuff, but it'll go places that other things won't. But it's not quite as weedless as the long arm spinnerbait. It doesn't have quite the protection. Another thing you can do to change how they fish is bend the arm. So this one, like say you're fishing some really heavy cover, you can kind of bend it down and get more protection over the hook. Same thing here, you can bend this down, you can bend it up. Just kind of adjust it and get it to where you like it. Confidence is a big part of this, so whatever you feel is going to work best. And just play with it, experiment. But that is the short arm spinnerbait conversion for the cheap Walmart spinnerbaits.